What's going on, everybody? So this is now the public part of the trade ideas. This part is for open to the public, YouTube viewers. Welcome. Give you a little taste of what we do at the Swing Report. So just to be clear, this is only a few of the updates, the exclusive ideas if you want to get them when we come up with them, and the live updates for the for each trade, to trade along with us. Then give us a shot. Check out the Swing Report and. Yeah, so these ideas are basically ideas that have already been in play and they've been in play for some time. I think last week XOM was actually was part of the public one, so a little freebie, I guess, for YouTube viewers. But XOM hit target on Friday, so pretty much exactly what we're looking out for. A back test of this structure holding should see the buyers try to come up here. So now that we've already come to target, came to the trade zone and come to target, I still think this trade zone is fine because there is the potential for us to balance under this guy and over this guy still just to see some more choppiness. So if you were to reload this trade zone, I do think that is continues to be reasonable. But if you have already, if you traded this to a T based off of the zone, then any runners that you have should be using 105.72 as a stop. Okay? So there's a lot of space for a higher low to be set over 105.72. And as long as this lower structure is supportive, these buyers should be trying to clear this guy. Okay? Moving on to KLAC. So KLAC as well came into our trade zone and has yet to reach target, but is overcoming this key local resistance. Local overhead supply acting as resistance. And so the trade is looking good. Obviously, double dip into our trade zone. So there were multiple opportunities to initiate and to profit take off of this structure. Again, we walk through the live updates for this. If you are, obviously if you're a subscriber, then you get those quick updates. They go to the email, and there's like a part of the website where those messages get pushed as well. So KLAC, if you'll recall, is positioned very well for a potential breakout into all-time high. Weekly higher low has been set now at 468.13. Key resistance is just 517.30. It's the only resistance that remains. And so if these buyers can overcome this structure and hold it as support, as they have started to do intraday, then they continue to be positioned very well for a potential follow-through to all-time high. So that's it for KLAC. And then CRM. CRM, I actually had the trade zone wrong last week. I had like a different updated one. I think that was probably for a live. I was considering making a play, a more refined play. And so the official trade zone was actually this. So if you got those alerts suggesting that you take profits before earnings, then for sure your initiation should have been profitable because this was the trade zone. So earnings was a bullish reaction, which sent prices to the over the target. So if you were bold enough to hold through the earnings, which if you did do that, ideally you would be sized down to the point where like a gap down against you would have been fine. That's kind of how you want to approach these trades whenever you have earnings, any kind of like volatility event. You just want to make sure if you are going to hold through it that you're sized appropriately for give yourself more wiggle room. All right, because the worst thing that you can do when you're trading is just create trauma for yourself. You don't want to create trauma. You want a relationship with every single trade to be fruitful, right? To be constructive, a constructive conflict, so to speak. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And potential, I should say, constructive potential conflict, because obviously if the trade idea does work, then no problems. Anyway, so this original trade zone, I think remains valid. And now that I think about it, I guess this one should be behind the paywall. But the idea now, another freebie for everybody, is this trade idea. You can just move it over now. Like this now makes a lot of sense, right? Because if these buyers are going to stay strong, they need to hold over this. Okay, that's for CRM. INTC. So INTC was a stop out, unfortunately. But we did advise people to essentially not really do this trade anymore. So we in the updates for the quick updates that get pushed again to subscribers. Oops. We had a more refined area. Well, okay, this is, hang on a second here. Hang on a moment. Here we go. All right. Still too big. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the date. I mean the time. Apologies. Please bear with me. Okay, so this timestamped alert 8:29 at 9:46. just letting you know that it missed the trade zone that I wanted to use. So the one that I wanted to use was here, right? It had just barely missed it. And so because of that, I just pulled the orders for it. And, just letting our subscribers know, I did not like it anymore because I wanted to use this move to position, essentially, right? I wanted to use this move to position lower, but for my, for my refined setup, again, it missed it over here just by a few pennies. So like the low of the trade zone was 3 point. It was literally a penny. Otherwise, we would have got one fill. And then if we had gotten that one fill, then we would have just chopped it up on the back test of this POC, throw our stop over here for the rest, and then stop out the next day. No biggie for like a very small win, probably, unless you didn't take off enough to get risk free. So because that didn't happen, we just nixed the trade, and that was fine. So although it was an official stop out, if you're trading along with the alerts, you're fine. If you were scaling, it's a stop loss. They're gonna happen. And then for Netflix, also, if you'll recall from the last video, I suggested we do not do this one again because it had already worked twice for us. Came into our trade zone here, ran to target, came into our trade zone again and ran to target. And so, again, you can just check last week's video. If that were to happen, if we were to higher high and if we were to higher low and then higher high over this structure again, I did not think that it was going to work because this was essentially, it should have been smashy here. If this little lower low, it should have been smashy to come down here if these sellers were going to remain strong, which obviously they weren't. So that's it. Those are all the public updates. And again, if you want the oh, you know what? I guess we could go over Dan's too. Dan's trade in Tesla unfortunately barely missed the buy zone by I think 35 cents. So his buy zone was 235, and we came down to 235. 235.35, so missed it by 35 cents. And I forget what his target was, but if he's, I know he doesn't use VP, but it did get to exactly where we thought it would get to next, which is the value area low of this guy. So that's pretty much it. So again, if you want to get those trade ideas from myself, Dan, Lori, and the team, and Funk, and then that's the team, then give us a shot. Check us out. If you like this video, please give us a like and a subscribe. And otherwise, I will see y'all really soon, and I hope you enjoy your long weekend. Farewell.